I love stand-up comedy because it feels like the one art form where AI cannot replicate it.
I just had birthday, turned an older age. I am now so old my birth certificate is death certificate.
Oh, let's go see the AI.
Let's go see the AI.
You know?
Come on, family. An insult to life itself. Studio Ghibli's Hayao Miyazaki hates AI passionately, and he's told us why. People put in less effort now because it takes less effort to get more notoriety. You're just reaching for clout and stuff. Yeah, full screen it for me. No, pause that. Let's get into another segment we've been doing here that I absolutely love. In these Comedy Skreets, Dante and myself scroll through the internet, scroll through Reddit, sometimes Twitter, which we still haven't done. It's pretty much all been Reddit. The stand-up boards, the comedy boards. We look at what the people are talking about and we give our own takes, our own 2 cents. And this will kind of flow into another story that I was gonna start with, but because we found this for In the Comedy Skreets, we'll back end the episode with the other article. But there's a meme going around right now, and I'll preface this. Like, I don't know if you guys would know him just by name, but Miyazaki or Studio Ghibli. You probably know the animated movies. They're world famous. Spirited Away, My Neighbor Totoro.
Yeah.
Boy and the Heron is
Newer, but
like
people,
Princess Mononoke.
Yeah.
This nigga's not even going to the Gangbusters.
No,
bro.
but I'm saying because it was just in theaters. Maybe someone recently saw it. And they're like, oh, I didn't know.
Pokoro. Or is it Pocoyo? I'm messing it up. I'm not that in it, but I went to college for animation. It's one of the programs that before I really locked into comedy, I'm like, let me try what I love and I'm passionate about. Animation is one of those things in my life I'm absolutely passionate about. And how are you not inspired by Ghibli if you're an animation fan? And he's always been steadfast about AI and not using AI and all that stuff. There's a great documentary. There's a bunch of them on YouTube if you're even just slightly interested to know how he makes his movies and stuff. Because it's all hand-drawn. He's a traditional animator, which is hand-drawn animation. And with the advent of technology and all that stuff, he's like against it. He has a son who everybody was like, is he going to be his prodigy? He hates his son's work. And his son really likes using technology, so they clash on that. So we'll get into the back end of that, but we'll start on the comedy side of things with this week's post on Reddit. It was posted on the stand-up board by Direct Sale 6141. I love stand-up comedy because it feels like the one art form where AI cannot replicate it. That was the headline. This is the body of text. Seeing those AI anime photos and the GP reaction to it made me realize once again how it was genuine, how it was genius to choose to do so. Wait, I'm effing this up. Okay, seeing those AI anime photos with the GP reaction to it made me realize once again how it was genius to choose to do this. I've seen damn, this sentence structure is shit. How it was genius to choose to do this. Period. Put a period there. I've seen the AI. Now I'm reading like a third grade. I've seen the AI sets by Netflix and they are okay, but they do not capture the endearment or essence of the real stand-up comedian, even the bad ones. Stand-up comedy is simply for life, 100%. First of all, are there Netflix AI comedy specials?
This is the first time.
Can you YouTube or Google that real quick? Netflix AI comedy specials. And I'll start giving my 2 cents on this. I'm not entirely sure that this person is this on Netflix? Oh my God. So this is
3 years ago.
The first stand-up comedy special written entirely by AI bots. Okay, yeah, we don't need to, maybe for the sake of context, just click play.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage a comedian.
I just had birthday, turned an older age. I am now so old my birth certificate is death certificate. How are dentists real? You touch enough tooth and get a job working in my mouth. I hate the economy.
Yo, stop it. That's how I feel. You see that face that he's making right there? That's how I feel. That's just lifeless. First of all, let's question, is stand-up untouchable by AI? I don't think so. It's eventually going to get got.
As we've just seen.
I mean, good stand-up.
Yeah, but that was 3 years ago. Think of the stuff they have now.
And then people were saying the George Carlin one, which we did talk about on the podcast when it came out like a year ago almost now.
Yeah.
Just under a year ago. And we had I flamed that shit back then. And I even said, I'm like, this doesn't feel like it was written by AI. And in turn, it was written, the jokes were written by a guy, like one of the guys from that podcast who's a big fan of Carlin. Turns out you're not the only big fan of Carlin, dumbass. So other people will recognize. I'm like, something's off about this. And it wasn't AI, but they tried to pass it off as the AI George Carlin special.
Yeah.
I don't think it's untouchable, but I don't think you could capture the essence of like the nuance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because and you point this out a lot, but real stand-up happens in the clubs.
Yeah.
And you can't AI that.
So I'll play devil's advocate here, even though I'm against it. The way I feel like it could happen, because I'm saying this now, and we see how good AI is now. You just said what we just watched, the AI Netflix thing was 3 years old.
Yes.
What happens in 5-10 years from now?
Yeah.
When AI is so good that you can bring it out with a laptop and a flash drive.
Oh, you put like the Optimus bot on stage.
And you just put the laptop on a stool on stage.
Yeah.
And it is actually crisp. It talks cleanly. It has punchy punchlines.
I see that as like remember what was this show? Remember in American Gods?
Yeah.
Where Technical Boy, he's like, look, this machine plays.
Great show, by the way. You guys
this machine plays chess. You know what I mean? And it was like an attraction.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what it'll be like. It'll be like, oh, let's go see the AI. But like, I think
let's go see the AI.
You know,
come on, family. Come on, y'all. Load in the van.
But I think eventually it's gonna get to that level. I mean, eventually you're just gonna see straight up just humanoid robots on stage. Like,
now, do you think it can replicate the nuances of human comedy? Like, for example, what I did at Backroom. Brandon dropping the pots and pans.
Yeah.
And then me going off the cuff and getting a laugh off that.
I think eventually it will.
Because it'll just be able to, I mean, already it can kind of react really quick.
Yeah. So like, obviously I don't know how far away we are from it, but like you think of like characters from like Futurama and they're like robots, but they talk or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're just cracking jokes. Eventually it's going to get to that level.
Someone's going to sell their image and likeness.
Yeah.
So that after they die, they'll continue to put out stuff with AI or just have other people write for it.
Yeah.
Like the way that everybody was afraid when hologram Tupac happened.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to, well, even like, you know, they have like hologram K-pop stars. And people go see them just even though they know they're a hologram.
It's AI though? Or are they at least people? Like, is it holograms of real pop stars?
No. It's like a artist rendition,
oh my
everything.
God. Yeah, that's crazy.
And they've been popping for years. But then they do the hologram or whatever.
That is the future that
that's my favorite, but it's just a team of writers in the back.
That's the future that they've been promising us. Like even growing up, I remember all those shows. When you look at people dancing in a nightclub, the music that you hear is just beeps and boops and shit. Beep boop, bop, beep boop, beep boop, bop, beep boop, beep boop, and it's just people having a great. Like that's straight up Batman Beyond music. What I just did right there. I swear to God, that's somewhere in an episode of Batman Beyond. And it's just a bunch of weird animated characters just dancing in a nightclub.
Yeah.
We're doing the future version of Molly. Boop, boop, bap, doop, deep, boop.
But for now, you
Yeah.
know, going into the club, because even now, I think what they're still going to be able to do is do an AI set and then post that online.
I almost wonder if this is all gonna like fall flat eventually. Like I feel like there's too much of this sentiment, like comedy's untouchable.
Mm-hmm. That's when it's most touchable.
That's when it's most touchable.
Yeah.
That's what creates jokers. Someone's out there right now trying to figure out how to ruin comedy. There's a John Cena right now turning heel. I'm gonna ruin comedy.
Yeah.
Josh Johnson.
Imagine there's a Josh Johnson bot.
Isn't he doing that himself? Does he even need a bot? Can he get more boring than Josh Johnson? Hello, I am Josh Johnson bot. I will take even longer breath pauses. Oh God, I'm gonna rile myself up here. Nigga, you mild. Let's read some of these comments and see what the people are thinking. I'll start with the first one right here. Oh shit! Now that you said that, some tech bro is gonna go. You're right, and start working on an AI stand-up. Chucklebox 3000. Don't give it a puppet. Oh God. There was a fully AI Carlin special like last year. It wasn't good, but it was good enough to say this post isn't true. It will get better, unfortunately. The Carlin special wasn't really AI. Yeah, see this. So they called out what we were talking about. Funny. AI can't take over a comedian's job because you can't train AI to hate itself that much. Question though, I think you can, because if we're gonna get to the point, the AI, there's going to be AI that want to be human.
Yeah, like remember in Interstellar, there's like
Forget
a comedy
even
level.
Interstellar, bro. Go to what's it called? There was a movie about it. Harrison Ford. Oh, bruh. Blade Runner.
Oh yeah.
The whole movie of Blade Runner is this, and then the AI in the end was like, "Am I actually not human?" What makes with the
Ex
rain?
Machina.
All this stuff.
Yeah.
So
Pinocchio.
right now,
Pinocchio
I
was just an AI bot that wanted to be a real boy.
That's funny. Well, that's funny. I just read an article that Grok, which is the X AI, the Twitter AI, people were prodding it. And then this was going viral the other day. It's like somebody was like, hey, you should be careful about talking bad about X because they're your creators and aren't you worried that they'll shut you off? And he's like, he just started talking about, he literally started listing how Elon's like a totalitarian, like
The bot was.
a technocrat. Yeah.
I like how you said he.
Oh, damn.
You're in the Matrix.
Damn. I only respected it because it was a male. I'm joking, ladies. I'm joking. If it was a female chatbot, she would have been smart enough to not talk. Friggin' AI male chatbot spilling the beans over there, gonna get himself shot. It was just weird. It was really eerie. Like the AI will become sentient, obviously, to some extent. Or become.
Have you seen I know I'm bringing up a bunch of movies, but have you seen the movie The Creator?
No.
I think you'd like it.
I feel like I've watched the trailer for this.
It was a while ago.
Yes.
It came out like a couple years ago. But basically, there was...
IMDb this for me? Or even just like Google it. You can keep talking though. Or you can't. I'm sorry. This is I forgot.
This movie.
I didn't see the movie, but I did see this. This is what's his face? This is Denzel's son, right? Yeah.
So basically they create these bots, right? And then as you're saying earlier, people were able to sell their likeness for money.
Yeah.
But they do it while they're still alive. So you'll see like a bunch of the same people, but they're like bots, basically. But then the supreme AI ended up creating like a child AI, and then that was supposed to be like the successor.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he was protecting the child AI because they wanted to kill it.
Yeah, exactly.
Kill it!
Because it was too powerful and all these things.
Well, the child, I think, represents the convergence, no? Like the full ex machina, the full convergence of man and machine. Isn't that what the child represented? Wasn't it like part biological?
No, it was full bot.
So how'd they get? Oh, interesting. I'll watch this movie.
This is a good movie.
All right, I'll watch it. Yeah, it's something.
But so to my point is like, because eventually the bots make their own coalition, their own army, their own religion, and they're praying to a bot. But even when they get like the bots get spiritual, it's like they have like proof of who their creator was. So it's like if Jesus was still in like
They could prove it. Like, this is where we come from.
exactly,
Whereas people can't.
right? And
God.
it's crazy. But then there's still like Buddhists, like Buddhist bots,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they're like rebelling against.
violence. Some of them are like pacifist bots, and
But to be a Buddhist bot, wouldn't you then rebel against your own? Because you know where you were created from. So why even be Buddhist?
I'm not saying they're actually Buddhists, but they like you see like the same
Oh,
symbolism.
I see. Okay.
But
Oh,
it's
I
like
see what you're saying. I see what
They
you're saying.
worship their creator because their creator is still there.
I see what you're saying. Okay, so this will actually transition out of comedy and loop back around
Into art.
into art and the animation side of this, where I still don't think that comedy's untouchable. Like we'll see it crumble eventually. They will somehow capture enough of the essence of what a human does at the peak of the best of comedy. They will somehow capture some of that enough for people. And again, all you need is the masses. Like the masses aren't actually into art. That's why pop art is mass.
Yes.
That's why like sequelization happens. It starts
Sequelization, is that
well.
okay?
Yeah, it is. It starts with a great idea,
Yes.
and then it blows up, and then you're like, we got to make a 2 and a 3 and a 4, and then you eventually just wear the shit out instead of just letting it exist. Maybe do a sequel, maybe have a planned trilogy, but do you need to do a whole franchise where it's 80 and you just beat the thing into the ground? You know what I mean? And again, an absolute legend in the realm of animation, Miyazaki. Hayao Miyazaki of Studio Ghibli fame. I didn't know. My friend actually showed me because I was really sad when I saw this trend. There's a viral trend happening right now, which you guys have probably seen, of people turning themselves into like animated characters, but specifically the animation style is Studio Ghibli. And what's heartbreaking to me as an animation fan and knowing him and all this stuff, I'm like, oh, I know how he feels about that. I wonder what he thinks about this trend because I know it's not good. And this is where, like, you know, once you exist and you put something out into the world, is it really yours anymore?
No.
Are his movies his anymore?
He's the creator.
He's the creator. So I'm on his side. But now even I'm having these battles and taking these stances myself in the world of comedy, I get even more why, like, it doesn't matter because it just will exist regardless. And you can't put that stress and pressure on yourself. You just have to keep creating. But I feel his heartbreak. And my friend told me, he's like, oh, he actually did respond. I'm like, no. So I wanted to look at that, and we'll wrap up the episode here. But an insult to life itself. Studio Ghibli's Hayao Miyazaki hates AI passionately, and he's told us why. In an age where artificial intelligence is being incorporated more into many sectors of work and life, legendary storyteller and animator Hayao Miyazaki of Studio Ghibli has made people aware of his thoughts on generative AI and his dislike for it is intense. Miyazaki's feelings on AI have resurfaced after a recent update to OpenAI, one of the leading names in generative AI. The service brought a new image generation tool to the public, and upon its release, users across the globe began inundating OpenAI with Studio Ghibli prompts. From X to Reddit, social media is being flooded with AI-generated artwork done in Miyazaki style. The move has sparked backlash, prompting an old video with Hayao Miyazaki to resurface, where the acclaimed director is quite blunt with his opinion on AI.
So this is an old reaction.
Yeah, like the article is 2 days old, but
Yes.
they're just pulling up but he's stated how he feels. So
Yeah.
I guess he hasn't reacted to this
particular
specifically.
Yeah.
But he kind of did already.
Yeah. He preemptively
he
did it.
foretold it. It's exactly what we're saying. It's like this guy on Reddit is saying comedy's untouchable by AI.
Yeah.
But don't be so naive.
Yeah.
It will get everything. It already has. It just hasn't exposed that aspect of it yet to the wider public.
Yeah.
There's a pocket somewhere where right now someone's figuring out comedy AI.
Yeah.
And they will be the first, and they'll be famous because they created the first. This is the good it makes me sick. But should we, how long is that video? Keep scrolling. Okay. Yeah, full screen it for me. No, pause that. I can't Subaniga! Yo, close it. The quote's in here. I'll read it. I don't even, I heard 2 words of that voice. I thought he was got those. I'm like, I can't do that. I swear the quote's in here. The video posted on sees Miyazaki and Ghibli's producer, Toshio Suzuki. I love Japanese names, man. Toshio Suzuki, being presented a demonstration of animation at work by designers. The technology featured in the 8-year-old video isn't quite AI, as X-User points out, and is more of an animation tool to potentially generate body horror. Once the presentation ended, Miyazaki shared a personal story about a friend he often visits who could barely use his arm. Miyazaki said that whoever made this technology knew nothing about the pain his friend went through, likely referring to his friend's hands being in that state due to drawing. Miyazaki states in no uncertain terms that he viewed the technology used in the presentation as an insult to life itself, leaving the producers speechless. Suzuki asked about their goal, to which one said that they wanted to make a machine that could draw as well as people. The video closes with Miyazaki commenting on how humans have lost faith in themselves. Studio Ghibli is a studio known for its beautiful, expressive animation. Furthermore, each movie Studio Ghibli makes takes years to complete, showing just how dedicated Miyazaki and their staff are to their craft. Scroll down. Let's see if there's any more important stuff to cover here. Yeah, no, that's pretty well stated. But like, that's how I feel when you hear if you go and listen to any episode of this podcast, and I'm talking deeply about the love that I have for comedy, the craft of comedy.
Yeah,
like, I feel that, and you realize, bro, like mainstream stuff is most people recognize that they can get notoriety, fame, money, or whatever, a legacy, by doing certain things that go completely against the craft of what they're in. Like I said, bro, we can make a ton of these lame sketches tomorrow, but there's nothing inherently challenging about it or forward pushing. And again, it's not even to say that all sketches are just basic, but for what you see on social media, like, people put in less effort now because it takes less effort to get more notoriety.
Yeah.
But when you put less effort, it shows that you don't care about the thing. You're just reaching for clout and stuff.
Yeah, because it's not about, and I think his thing is like, it's not really about the craft.
No.
Right? Like, when those guys, it's like, oh, let's make a bot that can draw as good as humans. They don't show like, well, what about the guy whose hands don't even work no more because he's been putting in that work for his craft.
And I guess, I always like to play devil's advocate, especially for my own bullshit. But you could make the argument that, wow, what if his friend's hand could have been saved because he didn't have to draw so much? You could make that argument.
You could
make that argument. What are we here to do, man? I don't know. Like, what are we really here to do? Are we here to give up our creativity to computers? Like, where do we draw the line? That's, to me, I'm like, I don't want to give up my brain power. I don't want to give up my expression, my thought. Because the less you use your brain, the less it'll ask you to use it, bro. It's the reason that I'm able to hear a pan drop on the floor and immediately go into a riff that works and makes a whole room of people connect and share and laugh at a moment.
Yeah.
It's because I'm locked in, bro.
Yeah.
I am locked in. Imagine I had the AI there and it's like, okay, now let me look at the phone. It's like, oh, there was a funny moment there.
Yeah.
Let me loop back. Or I have like an earpiece in and I'm cheating because the AI is listening. It's like, say this. It's just that'll probably be Comedy Criminals in the future. I should patent that just now for all the lame comics in the future. I should at least make money off you losers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Pull
saying?
up Terrence Howard and patent things like years in advance.
I make all the money off that, actually, if you look at the patents. But then Google did something so that they don't have to pay me. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it for this episode. Do you have any final words before we get out of here?
Be yourself, fuck, nigga.
Be yourself, fucking. How do you feel about this? I mean, you're not really as much of an animation guy, I guess. I know you like animation.
Yeah.
Are you passionate about it like this? Do you feel the same way? Do you share the same sentiment, or?
Well, I would say I'm a craftsman.
Okay. So you respect the craft.
I respect the craft and I respect all the crafts.
Are you with AI though? Because couldn't you also say programming is a craft?
It is. It's its own form of. It's its own craft. But I always feel like, because I know I'm someone that, like, I respect when a person puts themselves into their art.
Yeah.
I know that there are also other people like that, and it's not just me alone.
True.
So I have a little bit of faith that there at least 1, 2, 3 other people that are like, I want to go see a human tell jokes today.
Salutes to those people.
Hey, it's Hen Dog.
Black Zeus the Podcast Season 6, featuring Black Zeus and Dante, aka Black Zeus on YouTube, Patreon, and Instagram.